What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast. This is episode 63. My name is Omar. Next to me is Earl. Below me is Max. And welcome back. It's been a little bit. We decided to switch the format of the weekly podcast with 2-minute drill. And now we're starting to get a little bit more ahead and now a little more organized with how we do our stuff. So with that being said, with the first topic that
we got is obviously the biggest deal in all of sports, what everyone is talking about. The NBA, was it Emirates Cup presented by Emirates? I don't know. The NBA in-season tournament challenge presented by Emirates. Chase for the NBA Cup extravaganza.
Oh my God.
That's the official name for it. So we're a couple games through. We're in the group play, the pool stage play, the pool party, Jordan Poole stage. And a couple teams are now favorites because the pool play is only 4 games, which is silly, but we ball. So a couple teams have done really well and have won their pool play games and are looking like they're going to be good to lock in and go try and play for a spot in Vegas. And there's some teams that are basically already eliminated because they've been losing too much. So,
I have
start off by talking about who's been performing well, who hasn't been performing well.
I have a quick question. How many games was it last year then?
It was 4 last year. It's just still 4. It's just been done both years.
He's just you made it sound like it was
he's just making the point that they had a chance to change it, but they didn't. And it's
I don't know why. 4 games is not enough. I hate how it's 4 games decided by points difference. So I don't understand how some days are one team will have their game tonight, but then another team. It's not like every team.
It's like Tuesdays and Fridays.
Weird. It's just sporadic. You never know when a pool game's gonna pop up, and then bam, you get a stupidly colored court.
Yeah. Actually, pool games are every Tuesday and Friday, though, Max.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think the Hawks, that's a skill issue by me. Fair enough.
But you are true about the courts, though.
I think the Hawks have the worst court, by the way. Have y'all seen that?
I don't think any of the courts look good. Any court that's not a hardwood color.
It's just like a piss yellow.
That's atrocious.
Yeah, it looks wild.
I'm sorry. No matter how good Trae Young is doing this season, oh man, you can't get me to love that court. You can't.
I don't think any of the courts look good. The Celtics one is just flat green. The Knicks one, I'm not gonna lie, I like the Knicks one. I like the Knicks one.
It's biased.
They have the city skyline on the bottom of it.
I don't hate that, but I just hate the flat color courts. It looks like something.
And it's not colorful like last year. They didn't make it like a specific color. They just copied what they did.
I don't care about the cityscape. I care about the entire flat of the court being one color. That's not just like.
No, I understand that. What I'm telling you is the Knicks didn't do that. They have a hardwood, and it's just the New York.
It's still way too much. The skyline's fine.
It's literally. It's what they have in their city edition jerseys. You know how it says
I'm fine
New York,
with that,
New York?
But I wish the rest of the court was not orange.
It's not.
It is. The entire floor of the court is orange, other than that little city skyline. But yeah, the point is, I think the courts are ugly. We talked about this last year. It's not much better now.
I could swear it was hardwood.
Omar opens the picture, and it's exactly as we described.
The Knicks one isn't terrible because at least orange is kind of close to the original hardwood, but it still doesn't look good. It's worse when you have like a flat red or a flat green or a flat yellow court.
But what I will say, though, is it is a lot better than last year. Because last year, they were like an insane amount of brightness on all those courts, and I'm glad they toned it down a lot. Like, it's actually watchable. Last year, I was legit holding back tears because my eyes were watering. It was bad. So,
yeah, I remember that. That was funny.
But getting into the meat of it, breaking down the group plays, I can announce the undefeated team so far. If we look at East Group A, it's the Magic and the Knicks, both 2-0. Move down to East Group B, it is the Pistons at 2-0 and Bucks at 1-0. I guess they've only played one game. East Group C, Hawks 2-0.
The Knicks are 2-0.
I'll just say the people undefeated. Yeah, I said the Knicks.
Okay.
West A, Rockets 1-0, Portland 1-0. West Group B, of course, the Lakers are only undefeated because it's our tournament. You know how it is. In West Group C, it's the Golden State Warriors 2-0, who are also having a really good start to the season in general.
Yeah.
Any surprises in there among the 2-0 teams? I mean, I think the Pistons have to be the one that stands out, right?
I mean, first of all,
Portland.
The alleged top 3 teams of the East being what we said last year, Philadelphia and Milwaukee, they're probably not even in the picture anymore. It's
No,
kind of
Milwaukee's
crazy.
Milwaukee 1-0. They're still in
They
the
want to
picture.
know.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Milwaukee's second in their group. They're 1-0, so they
Yeah.
can still easily win. Sixers are 0-2 when the Magic and Knicks are 2-0. That's going to be tough.
But you are cooking though. Like Cleveland is. I mean, it's crazy to even say like if you lost one, you're kind of on the bridge. Just on the way,
Basically,
like the
yeah.
standings are holding out. Like even the Celtics, like you said, they're 1-1. Cleveland 1-1. So if they both drop one more game, they're done. Pretty much. You're not.
You might be. Did any 2-2 teams
points, I
sneak in last
forgot.
year?
That's a good point too, because it depends on what the bottom teams do too. Because you got the Wizards and the Bulls as your
Wait.
bottom.
You always
team.
have point differential. That's the thing. The point differential is what is going to shake all this up. Because like the 4-0 teams get in. If you're 3-1, you'll probably get in either as the winner of your group or as a wild card. I guess there's a thin chance you can get in as a 2-2 if you have a really good points differential. If you blow out two teams and then lose two close ones, maybe you'll get in. But
to update you that on Max, to update you, the Celtics have a +2 point differential. Cleveland has a +15 point differential right now.
Yeah, so right now, right now Cleveland would be that they would, yeah. That's what I mean. So like Cleveland could, if they go 2-2 but have a really good points differential, they could still get in.
You know how that's a crazy one, Max? Okay, 1-1 Dallas Mavericks have a +38 point differential right now.
That is insane. Pelicans -34 in a 1-1.
They're done.
I just hope there's no mix-up like last year with I forgot which coach it was saying that like it was bad. It was bad on Joe Mazzulla to keep scoring.
That was Billy Donovan.
It was Billy Donovan.
But
it was like it was bad sport, and then Joe Mazzulla was like, I have to.
But now I think it's okay now because coaches understand now. I think it was a little bit weird because it was a new first time they ever done it. Like, why we run up the scores? But now everybody's like, okay, we have to. Like we've seen, like even last night, seen Bron try to get a dunk in before he got fouled just to boost up the points. And I think the most safe pick right now for their group being one is the Magic. Not only are they 2-0, but they have a +37 point differential as well. So even if they lose a game, they got a little cushion as long as they don't lose their next game by a lot of points.
As long as look, I'm not trying to say this to say like, oh, the Magic are like nothing without him, but if they don't have Paolo, it's probably going to be a little bit harder.
Casual take, bro.
It might be a casual take.
I back.
No,
it may be a casual take.
Okay, but let me back up why.
He was lifting that team on his shoulders.
Franz Wagner is balling. Player of the week, by the way.
I'm a big believer in Franz Wagner.
You don't have to be a believer. Look at the stat. He's player of the week. He's putting up this last week. He put up 31, 5, and 5. Like he's balling. He's been putting the Magic on his back. So I will say in that bracket, I mean, we already talked about how the Sixers are kind of just, I mean, you got the Nets in there. The real only competition really in this bracket right now is the Knicks and Magic. Like I feel like those two teams, y'all are both 2-0. Those are the teams that are going to win or lose this bracket, in my opinion. So
and to be honest, we probably have an answer for Franz Wagner on the defensive end. So it's probably going to be harder for the Magic to win too.
When did the Knicks and Magic play? That would be a really good tough game with two teams play.
I think I'm going to see them.
You guys play them on. Oh, it's their fourth game. Here, I can press it right here.
I got to double check real quick. I actually think I'm going to go see them.
December 3rd. December 3rd, man.
Yeah, I'm going to that game.
Oh, wow.
The Magic versus the New York Knicks.
Yeah, that could be to decide that could definitely be to decide the group there. That could be a really good game.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Before we continue, I gotta ask y'all this because I'm going to the game. I'm going to get a jersey regardless. I'm going to get a City Edition jersey, the white one with the New York. I got three choices: Cat, Josh Hart, or OG Anunoby. Who are y'all picking? Which jersey am I getting?
I'm probably
it's going to
be OG. He doesn't get enough credit. Get an OG jersey.
I'm probably picking.
He's earned it this year.
I already have Brunson, so I'm not gonna get Brunson again.
Longevity wise, I'm probably picking either OG or Karl-Anthony Towns.
True. They go. I mean, OG did just get locked up for 5 years, so that jersey will be good for another 5 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like as far as safe bets, no offense to Josh Hart because he's a baller. I think he's a good glue guy. I said glue guy.
He's a glue guy.
He did it twice there.
But yeah, I just think if you're gonna get a jersey, it has to be one of those guys. Carl's been playing insane basketball.
Yeah,
Right.
Carl has been going insane, but something is telling me that Leon is doing some shady shit in the background, talking to Milwaukee, whispering in their ear about Giannis. And I'm sorry, there's no deal that's gonna get done without Cat in that trade. But
Here we go with
to be completely honest,
speculations. Bro, enjoy
I don't
your
want
team.
it. I don't want it. I don't want
Enjoy
it.
your team. Cat's
I
playing
don't
good.
want
You're
it.
talking about shipping him for Giannis. Oh
I don't want him.
goodness.
I don't want
I
Giannis.
just Omar.
I don't want Giannis
There was no
because
report
it'll
that
reset
saying
us.
Oh my
It'll
God.
reset
that
us.
said that.
There's
Knicks
nobody
fans
that
can't
said
ever
that.
be happy, can they?
I would. First of all, I just said like 3 times I don't want it to happen. So please.
Nah, Omar will spread propaganda and be like, nah, but I don't really want that to happen. And then he's the one who makes it up.
Yeah, there's no report about that.
I start the spread, but I say I don't want it to happen.
Yeah, I don't want this to
No,
happen.
genuinely, there
Giannis,
have been a
bro,
few
Cat.
reports saying that the Knicks were involved, and everybody was getting a little
Leak
bit
your
upset.
sources, bro.
I can't state my sources. Let me be Stephen A. real quick. What?
That's
Protecting
crazy.
my sources. No, all
No,
serious.
no,
There are a few reports out there. I genuinely don't want it to happen because we just got Cat, and I think like we got to get used to one system first before we get used to another. Before we go and hop ship for a brand new system, just because we're reacting very early in the season. So genuinely, I just want to see how this works out. I think Cat can be like very, very, very valuable to us down the line. I think he's already proving really well against us. We're getting him more involved with the offense than I thought we were. He's getting a lot more aggressive in the glass, and I'm really liking everything I see. So
Like,
I don't want to change at that position at all. I'd rather have Cat.
you know what it
Okay,
is? It's like,
so enough about that though. Enough about that.
Yeah.
Getting
I agree.
getting back to the general standings.
mhm.
There are definitely a few teams that stand out for being not towards the top. I mean, with how good the Cavs have been this season, obviously they just lost their first game. That puts them now at 1-1. It's very unfortunate that they lose one game all season. Of course, that's a pool play, so now they're sitting at 3rd in their group, despite by far having the best record in the NBA. So that's kind of sad for them.
Yeah.
I was upset. I was upset for them. I was like, no.
Raptors are 0-2. I think we saw that coming. Hornets 0-2,
Yeah.
saw that coming. 76ers 0-2. I mean, this team needs anything that they can get right now. If they could make a play-in run, tournament thingy-mabob run, that would be good for their morale, but
I
it
think
doesn't
it's
look like that's
time.
going to be happening.
I think it's time you say something nice about RJ Barrett.
He's been
He's
playing
been-
very
RJ
well.
has been.
He's been playing very well.
He has been playing very well.
Yes,
Heba.
but unfortunately, doesn't really help the Raptors right now. I will say when we played the Raptors, him and
Raptors are a
Grady,
decent team.
they're really when RJ and Grady Dick are playing good basketball at the same time, it's
Good.
really hard to stop them for real.
Pretty sure I
But-
said the Raptors
Oh,
would
yeah.
be a playing team this year, right? Did I not say
They
that?
got Jacob Wright, Poeltl.
Pearl had a really
Yeah,
good
he's
game.
been
the other night.
playing
He had a
crazy.
monster game. What, like 30 points?
Yeah, he's been averaging
He played really well.
Hold on, I don't want to lie. I'll look at the stats while you're talking.
Yeah, but Pirtle's had a good season. I think I picked the Raptors to be a playing team, so I think they're good. If they want to win games, they will. The question is, are they just going to do an ethical tank? Are they just going to tank games to try and capture the flag?
No, I don't think so. I think the emergence of Grady Dick is going to prove otherwise. I think he's going to be a lot better going into the season.
Oh
after
yeah, and
that.
we gotta realize too, it sucks because Scotty Barnes got hurt as well. Like,
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean they
They're
have
playing
a
without
couple of
Scotty.
excuses
Yeah.
to be like let us tank and stuff like that, but I don't see it. I think they're trying. I don't. It's probably going to happen just because they don't have Scotty Barnes. It's probably going to happen unintentionally. Like
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the Raptors,
yeah,
the Raptors probably. I don't know. It's like I think they could make a push for the play-in if they want to, and if they're really dedicated to that, and I think that would be worth doing. But if they get to like January and they're kind of like mid to bottom of the East, they might just say, "All right, we're just going to pack it in early."
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of teams are actually not. You see what's going on in Philadelphia. You see like when Joel Embiid was talking about like not playing back-to-backs for the rest of his career, and I know that's one separate statement that doesn't seem really involved in the matter, but it really questions is the NBA going to take cracking down on games a little more seriously? Like, are they going to take that a little more seriously to the point like teams are intentionally tanking. So we need to incentivize them to do something else.
I think they tried to do that with
tank,
the draft lottery flattening to make it so that the worst team doesn't get the best odds. And it's worked a little bit. Like you see,
I mean, look at the Hawks last year. They had a 1% chance.
Yeah, like the Hawks tried to win, and they did win a good amount. They made the play-in, and they got. I mean, obviously their odds were super slim, but like it's not super tilted to the bottom 1 or 2 teams anymore. So I think they've done that. Could they flatten the odds even more? Probably. I guess they could. So there is that.
Yeah, all in all, I think. Oh no, go ahead. My fault. No, I was just gonna say, like the play as far as the plan. I think the games have been really fun to watch. Some of them though, like obviously you have your occasional blowout, but for the most part, I don't know. I see a little bit. I'm not gonna say I see a difference in competitiveness, but there have been some really fun games this year, like just random teams I'll turn on and watch. Last couple of games.
It's typically like this at the start of the year when every team thinks they have hope, and then by like January, the reality sets in for the bottom 4 or 5, and they just nosedive.
That's so messed up.
One team I'm really surprised by is Memphis. They're 0-2 with a negative 17 point differential, so their chances are basically done. They're out already. I mean, unless they win 2 games by 50, and then they'd still probably have to get lucky.
They're done. They have too many injuries, man.
That's like saying hold on. That's like saying the Pistons are going to stay in the playoff picture because they're in 7th right now. Let's roll.
Well, okay, that has nothing to do with this. I'm talking about the play. I'm talking about the in-season.
One at a time. Holy shit.
No, we're saying the same thing. We're just saying it's only 4 games in this tournament. You lose 2, you're done.
Yeah.
There's no.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm thinking you guys are saying the entire playoffs. No, we're talking about the tournament.
I'm talking just about because unless you see the Grizzlies are 0-2 and the Warriors are 2-0.
That's on me.
Hey, but we can have that conversation too in a couple weeks. But we'll say that.
I mean, Detroit's playing pretty well too.
That's what I'm saying. Like Detroit right now. I mean, they're 2-0. They're at the top of their group. Milwaukee's 1-1, Heat are 1-1, Pacers 0-1, Raptors 0-2. I think the Raptors are firmly out. Pacers, I don't trust enough. The Heat can turn up. The Bucks are 1-0. They still have a shot. They're still in it. They could absolutely do it. And I mean, I think the Bucks can beat the Pistons. They should be able to, right? Right?
Bucks Pistons. I mean, no. Last game
they
lost.
Right?
No. Right? I'm saying, who was it? Didn't they just play the Pistons and it was
Giannis
a really
is turning into the next LaMarcus Aldridge.
When Giannis dropped I forget. I'll look at
59.
Yeah, I think that was Pistons.
Was that the Pistons?
It was a team that shouldn't have been crazy. Hold on. No, but you continue. I'll look it up.
127 to 120. Detroit, Milwaukee won that game. Giannis had 59, 14, and 7.
Kind of a good stat.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that was it. That was the Pistons, yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was saying. It was
they only won by 7, yeah.
Well, what's crazy? Cade Cunningham had 35, 11, and 7.
Yeah.
Shout out to my boy.
I mean, I can't talk. We lost to the Pistons, but it made us a better team.
I mean, the Pistons, all they have to do is beat the Pacers. Well, they have to beat the Pacers on the road and then the Bucks at home. That's doable. Or if they just win one of those games. If they beat the Bucks, they're good. Probably. Unless Miami goes crazy. If they can just beat the Bucks on December 3rd, they'll probably be good.
I think we have a good chance of winning out our group. Like we have the Suns next, which I feel like we play the Suns like 50 times every year. It's so annoying. And then we play OKC as well, which I think we match up pretty good too. So
yeah,
Suns and OKC is having a bunch games though. I mean, I guess with OKC's injuries, maybe not, but
yeah. I mean, with Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren.
Yeah, that small ball stuff. Don't jinx me now. I don't think that's gonna work against us, respectfully. Because even with Chet, we played really good versus OKC last year. Anthony Davis did a good job on Chet. He tends to have better games versus skinnier bigs, I'll say. I mean, same thing with Wemby. He had his season high this year versus Wemby. And Chet last year, he had a pretty good game versus Chet too when we played him. So, and then Suns is really like a flip a coin for the Suns. I mean, we've been going back.
I mean, we see the Suns tonight, so we'll put them to bed pretty softly. Don't worry, we'll handle that. But
we want to go through and make our predictions for each group now that we kind of have a decent picture.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Let's start. We'll start with the West. We typically start with the East. We'll show the West some love. West Group A, that's Rockets, Blazers, Timberwolves, Kings, Clippers. Right now, the Rockets are at the top at 1-0 with a 21-point differential. I'm going to say the Rockets hold on and win this. I don't see. I mean, Minnesota could. I don't see it though.
Excuse me. Dan, this is probably the most balanced group. Like everybody's within one game. Like it's really close.
Okay, they've only played one game.
No, that's what I'm saying. Well, for now, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, except for Minnesota, but I would go Rockets there. I think they'll hold on.
Yeah, I'll go Rockets. They've been playing. Or you know what? I'll take a. You know what? If we're just a little curveball, I'll take a swing at the Blazers. I still feel like they're a really mid team, but we talked about last year how you would think a younger team would go out and try to win games like this, especially with having a younger roster. Yeah. $500K for a lot of two-way contract guys.
Means more to them.
A lot of money. Exactly. So I'll go Portland. I'll switch it
up.
So question really quickly. Do you have the records next to you, Max?
Yeah, I do. Just Google NBA Cup standings. It comes up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It shows you everything.
So real quick, the Rockets only have one.
They're 1-0. Rockets and Blazers are both 1-0, although Rockets have a better point differential, so they're currently slated 1. And then Timberwolves are 1-1, and then Kings Clippers are 0-1.
What's the point differential?
Rockets plus 21, Blazers plus 14. So not that big. That overcome. Blazers can't overcome.
I'm gonna take Minnesota to come out.
Wow. Even with a -1-1 and a minus 10-point differential right now.
Yeah. I got Minnesota.
Minus 14 at that is crazy. But
I got it. They got it. Anthony Edwards got it. I don't see why not.
Okay.
I think the Rockets are better. I think the Rockets are a better team right now.
I mean, that's fair. That's pretty fair. But Anthony Edwards,
honestly say, if I'm going to go out on a limb, I think the Kings might have a better shot than the Timberwolves.
I mean, yeah, they're
might back the Kings more.
Even 0-point differential. They just got to go out there and win the games.
Well, no, Kings are -4.
Oh, they are?
They're -4. They're pretty much even.
I must be wrong.
A little wrong. The Kings? Yeah, I have the Kings at 0-1 -4-point differential. So they lost the game by 4. I think the Kings are a decent team. They've been playing all right. I don't know. I don't like what I've been seeing from Minnesota, at least in these.
Yeah, mine says 0 for some reason.
As of late.
Because Julius Randle's on it.
No, that's not that. You can look at their record.
We'll move on. You
can look at their record. I backed them over the Clippers. I'll tell you one thing. The Clippers aren't winning this group. I backed Timberwolves over the Clippers.
Max didn't even say Julius Randle today, man.
I know. I like picking on him sometimes. I like picking on him.
I'll back the Lakers. It's Lakers or Thunder for me. If the Thunder can overcome these injuries, I like their chances. I'll give it to the Lakers because they're 2-0. Do the Lakers and Thunder play? They do, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to come down to that Lakers-Thunder game, and I think the Lakers are going to win it.
And I think I also think they have size on their side as well. The Lakers.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. In a one-on-one, the Lakers side, Anthony Davis will dominate. Anthony Davis will have 40 and 15 and 5 blocks.
Chet Holmgren would maybe give him a problem, but since he's not even there and Isaiah Hartenstein, maybe he'll give AD a problem. Maybe. Look how I'm saying.
Well, Hartenstein's not there either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Okay, I got it.
The only people... Okay, think about it like
who
this.
You want towards the MVP chambers, and we'll send him back with a 35.
I'll send Mitchell Robinson. He'll eat him up and get rid of
not
the
even
right when he's done. Right when he's done.
Not even, bro. Not even. But what I'll say is we've never lost a game yet. I mean, not to sound crazy, but we literally never lost a game in this format. So we play the Suns. We play OKC. Only one I'm really kind of worried about maybe it's the Suns because I feel like every time we play them, it goes either way. Like I can't predict Suns Lakers for the life of me. OKC, like I said, I'm pretty confident. I've been seeing like the lineups are running, and I seen at one time they had Jay Will one game running like power forward center. That's not like respectfully unless I'm crazy, not going to work versus us. So I know they have some great defenders over there, but we got we're a top 3 offense right now. Our defense sucks, but top 3 offense, so we ball.
I'm going to make a prediction for that. I'm going to say that the Lakers actually lose to Phoenix.
Okay.
I'm going to say the Thunder win their next game. So it's Lakers Thunder in the final game, both 2-1 with the spot on the line. And I'm going to say the Lakers win a narrow one.
Honestly, that would be a lot more fun than
that's my prediction. They're both going to be the Lakers are going to drop to the Suns. The Thunder are going to win, and it'll be 2-1 versus 2-1, and the Lakers will win Braun will just do something crazy and they'll win that game.
Honestly, I just
That's my
want to
prediction.
win. I really just want to win these 4 games, and then I don't care about the rest of the tournament. I just care about the record, respectfully. I know that sounds crazy.
Well, that first
but-
game still counts for your record. The first game, I think, the
Yeah.
round of 8 counts for your record.
I mean, yeah. Until all the games until the last game. You're right. My fault.
The last
Yeah.
2. There's 3.
Yeah.
There's 3 postseason games. There's the round of 8, the round of 4, and then the championship.
Yeah, but I really only care about those ones because after
No,
that,
yeah, the
it's
ones that
like-
actually count for record. Yeah.
It's just extra credit, bro. It's gonna be a meme regardless. If we go there and win, we're gonna be a meme. If we go there and lose,
Yeah.
we're gonna be a meme. So it's a lose for us.
All right,
bro.
but we're unanimous. Lakers probably winning that.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think the Lakers come out of that one pretty easily.
Next up,
Last group. Oh, I mean, not
yeah,
last
West Group C. We got Warriors right now 2-0 at the top. Mavericks 1-1, Nuggets 1-1, Pels 1-1, and then Memphis 0-2. We can forget about them. Hot take: I think Mavericks win this. I think the Mavericks win this.
They have a favorable schedule. They play Denver and then Memphis, so I definitely think I can see them.
They only
winning this
lost to
out.
Golden State by 3 at home. I
Yeah.
can see Dallas going and beating the Nuggets. I can see Dallas going and beating the Pelicans.
And then they have that plus 38 already. So
Yeah,
on
that's
top
what I'm
of
saying.
that-
That plus 38, I back them to do bits with that plus 38. I think they're going to pass up Golden State.
Because even if they both went out, well, yeah, because they don't play each other. Even if they
No,
both
they already
went
played
out,
each other. So the Warriors,
oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, because they went.
I
they
think the
lost to
Warriors are going to drop one of their next 2 games. though.
Got you. Okay,
I
yeah.
think the Warriors.
They might drop that
Pels,
Denver game.
I think
Well,
the
it
Warriors have
depends
a
because
lose to the
Jokic
Nuggets.
Yeah.
Jokic hasn't been playing, and by the way, that's the only reason why I beat Max. I don't know if I said GG to you, Max. That's
Yeah, no, GG's. Yeah,
That was literally
but
the
if
only
Jokic
reason
is,
why I
if
lost to
Jokic
you,
is
you
back
didn't
from his personal issues or personal hiatus
They're
on
cooked,
Tuesday,
bro.
December 3rd, I think the Nuggets beat Golden State, and that cost Golden State the win in their group. They still might get in as a 3-1. There's a good chance, but
People realize
I think I will cost them.
he's getting dash strength, so it's a GG. Whoever plays him first is over. Nothing like that first game after you have a kid.
Yeah.
So, GG's.
Yeah.
Whoever plays him first.
I think the Nuggets are going to play that spoiler. They're going to upset Golden State and give Dallas the win via point differential. So that's my first upset. I think Dallas will pass up Golden State in that group.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the East. East Group A, Knicks, Magic, 76ers, Brooklyn, Hornets. I guess we can forget about the Hornets. We can forget about Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's 1-1 with a -1. They could still do it.
Actually, yeah. Let's
forget about
replace the
Philly.
Hornets with
Forget
the
about
76ers.
Philly at 0-2 -24. They're done.
Yeah, instead of the Hornets, we could forget about the 76ers. But regardless, I think the Knicks take this one out. It's going to be very, very close. Don't get me wrong. Between those 2 teams, both of those teams are defensive centric, so it's going to be a really rough game, and I'm really excited to see it in person. It's going to be one of the most aggressive games that I've seen face to face. It's going to be close.
Omar. I'm sorry, Omar. I think both teams are going to go in 3-0 in that game. I think Knicks are going to win their next. I think Magic's going to win their next. I think the Magic are going to win that game. I hate to say. I hope I'm wrong. Magic. Paolo's there.
My only thing
the Knicks have
is
lost
Paolo.
to this Magic team in the past.
My only
I got
thing is
Magic
Paolo.
winning that game.
My only thing is Paolo, because I feel like we have an answer for Franz Wagner on the defensive end, being OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges.
How long is Paolo? Oh, he's out indefinitely. Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Okay,
So,
I thought he was on
while
a way shorter timeline than that.
And
Okay.
while I think the Magic in long term with Paolo Banchero could have probably beaten us, it would have been a lot closer if they had Paolo. But in this one, I just see an answer for Franz Wagner. So
They got other play. I mean, they got Suggs.
I'm gonna say this: they haven't played a single game with Paolo in the in-season tournament either. I know it's only been 2 games.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. Like, they have made it
But
work.
who have they played?
I mean, they've played Hornets.
If they played
and then
one
played
good
Philly
team,
so
then
far.
I'll say whatever. But I
No,
don't think
they
have.
played Hornets and Philly so far. Both
Okay,
of them.
respectfully, as respectfully as possible.
If they, I know those teams aren't good. I understand that.
I'm just saying, like,
If they can manage to beat those teams by a combined 37, I think they can. And that team's young. They play defense. They're a
How
hard.
much the Knicks need to win by?
a lot.
Yeah. Not to mention, there is a chance if both teams wind up 3-1. Let's say the Magic win their next game and the Knicks lose, and then the Knicks beat them. they would both wind up 3-1, but I think the Magic are going to probably still have a better points differential. So give me Orlando, honestly. They put the work in now to where even if they lose to the Knicks, as long as they take care of business, what's their non-Knicks game? Let me see. As long as they take care of business in that non-Knicks game, was it?
They play the Nets.
As long as they take care of business against the Nets, they're probably going to get in. Even if the
Nets impressed the shit out of me for the past couple of games. They played some immaculate.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
they played some immaculate defense. So it would not surprise me if that point differential definitely gets lower.
But you know who also plays very good defense? The Magic. They play hard. True. They play smart defense. I like, even without Paolo, I think their defense is good enough.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'll take the Magic. I'll be a contrarian. Even against my Knicks, I'll give the Magic the edge, but I hope I'm wrong.
What last couple games are impressive though? Hold on, let me see. Let me go look. I want to see who they play.
Plus 37 in 2 games. I know it's against Hornets and Philly.
I mean, for the past 3 games.
The Nets, my fault.
Oh yeah.
Brunson in Brooklyn on Friday, 37. Sunday, again in Brooklyn.
Did y'all win
Towns
that game?
with 26. Washington, Brunson 26.
I'm not talking about the
Knicks.
Knicks.
Not in Brooklyn for those games.
I'm talking about the Nets.
I know. I was just
Knicks.
talking about recently. With the Knicks as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I was comparing the two.
Wait, so Earl, who's your pick? Are you Magic or Knicks or Nets?
I'm going Magic. Point differential, plus 36. I can't ignore that. That's absolutely insane. Or it's 37, my bad. It's just no matter what happens, even if they just lose, they only got to win one more game. Really, because I think the Knicks might drop a game as well. It just depends. Even the Hornets, I agree, they're not a great team, but you gotta understand, they want to win one. Everybody in this group wants to win at least one. And for the most part, some of those games, let me go look at the scores. What was that last game? I think that Brooklyn one was close. Yeah, they lost by 1 point to Brooklyn. That was a really competitive game, and they lost at the buzzer. So they're definitely hungry for one. Not saying you're going to lose, but I don't know. I think it can go either way. So I'm going Magic because of point differential. And I think they might just lose one. Respectfully.
Next up, Group B. Group B in the East is Pistons 2-0, Bucks 1-0, Heat 1-1.
Wait, I think
Pacers 0-1 and Raptors 0-2.
I think the Knicks would have to win by 15 for them to move on, approximately, because they're at a plus 30. The Magic are at a plus 37, but the Knicks are at a plus 14.
That's
why we're taking the Magic.
Then that's
I still have the Knicks. I think we can beat them in 15.
Yeah, fair enough. Group B. I'm actually going to go out on another limb here. I'm going to say Milwaukee wins this.
Okay.
Tell me I'm wrong, but I think this is their time. I think Doc Rivers is going to lock in. I could see Milwaukee maybe just being randomly good in these games.
Doc Rivers and locking in?
I think he's going to. Doc Rivers is going to treat this like a championship run. It's going to be like the Lakers last year. They only play well during the group play games.
It's very possible.
It's a good game, too. Pacers, we know the beef they had last year. Then you dive right into the Miami Heat. That's a physical matchup. And then you go to the Pistons, where it was kind of a close game last time. I can definitely see them.
The Pistons are also kind of cruising. They're kind of cruising in this and with their lead right now. They only got a point differential of 6, but
and the Pistons they're not safe.
No, they're not.
That's what I think. Milwaukee passes them up. I think Milwaukee's going to do it. I think this is going to be
the Heat have a better chance.
Remember how last year the Lakers just only played well in the NBA Cup games, and every other game they were awful. I think that's what's happening with the Bucks here. I mean, it's the Darvin Ham effect, right? Ham moves from the Lakers, he goes to the Bucks. Ham gets his team locked in play games. Darvin Ham is the NBA Cup whisperer.
NBA Cup whisperer.
I think that I don't think Milwaukee's a good team. Don't get me wrong, but I think they're gonna lock in these next 3 games and they're gonna go undefeated and win that group.
Let's be a piece of that honey bacon.
Brook Lopez has been playing real well. I just want to shout out Brook Lopez real quick. Dude has been balling at 35? He's been hooping. He's getting 4 blocks, 3-4 blocks, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Brook Lopez all-star question mark?
Yes.
No.
All-star season loading for Brook Lopez at 34, 35, whatever he is?
Sadly, no. Nobody's going to vote him in. But
whenever I remember Brook Lopez, it just takes me back to the New Jersey Nets days.
Takes me back to the Lakers days.
Yeah.
You mean Lakers day? It was 1 day.
Traded him for nothing. Nah.
A copy machine. Shout out Kyle Korver.
But moving on to Group C, even though it's just backwards on the camera.
Hawks lead that. 2-0, Celtics 1-1, Cavs 1-1, Wizards 0-1, Bulls 0-1.
Yeah.
Give me
Cavs would have been undefeated if
Give me Cleveland. Give me Cleveland. No, I know they lost their first game last night, but those boys have been hooping.
Who they play? Chicago and then no, I'm taking the Hawks, bro. I don't know what it is, but Dyson Daniel, bro. Dyson Daniel, when he plays in these cup games, even in general, he's been putting up like 5 steals a game in cup games. So I've been noticing. He's been going crazy. They won against Boston with no Trae Young, by the way. Dyson Daniels went nuclear. Then they played against the Wizards. I mean, Wizards are Wizards.
Wizards are the Wizards.
Yeah.
Wizards.
The Bulls have been playing good basketball, even though they've been losing some close games. And then Cleveland, those are two that they have to win against. Those are tough games for.
I don't think they're winning against Cleveland. I think Cleveland
I think they do.
They just lost last night, bro. It took the Celtics at home going crazy to barely beat Cleveland. Oh, wait, they lose 2 nights ago. I forget. I think it was 2 nights ago now. But, like, they just lost.
I didn't know that they lost.
This is the same team that beats the Boston Celtics. That's why, if anybody, I'm going to give it to them. I'm going to give them a chance, a slight chance. I don't know.
So your logic is Celtics is the Cavs lost to the Celtics, and then the Celtics lost to the Hawks, so therefore the Hawks are the best team.
No, I don't think they're the best team. I just think my logic is the Hawks have beaten teams they shouldn't have beaten so far this year, and they have a chance to maybe steal a game. Cleveland. That's my logic.
All I'm saying is Cleveland's winning their next 2 games. All I'm saying is they're beating the Hawks, and they're beating the Wizards. And if they do that, the only way they could, well, I guess the Hawks could still get it with point differential.
Yeah, it would just come down to that. They'll have to.
Who's the Hawks' other game? The Hawks' other game is Chicago. The Hawks better beat Chicago by 50 because I don't think they're beating Cleveland. So that's going to come down to point differential.
Yeah,
I'm calling it right now.
Better go beat Chicago by 55 points if they want to make this cup.
Hot take for me. I think Hawks go undefeated in group play.
All right,
put it on paper.
I had the Bucks going undefeated in group play. So
I like that. Yeah. I just feel like you said, with us last year, we just weren't a great regular season game, but there's just some teams that play better in cup games.
I think it's the Ham effect, bro. I think Ham being in Milwaukee's gonna unlock that team.
Maybe just Ham being in the East. Maybe that's
maybe
his presence.
Omar, what do you think? We have one for the Cavs and one for the Hawks in this group.
Man. I got the Cavs, man. It really did take Boston.
Noah's taking the Celtics. Interesting.
Because it took Boston everything to just barely beat the Cavs. So
hey, I agree with you. I think Cleveland's pulling this off. I think they're gonna walk in against Atlanta and prove a point and beat them. And I think if Atlanta did not pad that points differential, to be fair, I could honestly see.
I mean, it's not that much when you're looking at Cleveland's point differential.
Honestly, I could see Cleveland winning that group, but the Hawks getting one of the 2 wild card spots. I could see them being 3-1 with a good points differential, just not as good as Cleveland's.
I think
maybe Cleveland will win, but the Hawks will get one of those 2 other spots. I think.
You know what? I don't think Celtics won another group play game.
Whoa!
Let's make it interesting.
Okay, you don't think they're beating? Who do they still have?
I think they lose to the Wizards, and I think they lose to the Bulls.
No.
In a close game. I really do.
No
I'm
way.
more confident about the
Bulls.
Way. I'm more confident about the Bulls one because Bulls have been playing really good basketball. Like a lot of their games have been really close. Yes, they've blown a couple leads, but when they get things going, like I turn on the game and I seen Vucevic playing like Hakeem out there. I don't know what he was doing out there. He had like 30 points at one point. He was shooting threes. He was in the post throwing up stuff. I'm like, whoa, who is this? Why is he on the Bulls? But
why is he on the Bulls?
I definitely could see them potentially dropping both games. That's just a random hot take. I just pulled out.
I hate to break it to you, Earl. That ain't gonna happen. You haven't been to Washington. Come on.
Think about it like this. Washington isn't gonna lose every game of the season. They're gonna win some random game on a random cup night. If they won that one, because who they play? Yeah, they play Boston. Yeah, I just think they'll win
Boston and the Cavs. And then Boston, Cavs, and one other team.
I'm not saying they're gonna win the group. I'm not saying at all. I'm just saying they're gonna get one more win. Probably that might be their only win. They might go out hard and ball on those boys. Salute, shout out to Darvin Ham, and they might get one win. And that one win will be worth it all because it's the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
I don't. So the Wizards, they still have to play. They have to play the Bulls. They have to play.
They got to play 3.
The Cavs, and then who else?
Cleveland.
Celtics.
They're not winning the group. I just think they're going to beat Cleveland. I mean,
I'm sure they're going to beat
Cleveland.
Celtics.
Sorry, Celtics. My fault. My bad.
They're not beating the Celtics. No way.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling cap a lot on that.
Okay.
Wizards are going 0. Have they already played? No, they haven't played the Bulls, right?
No.
They could beat the Bulls. I think they'll beat the Bulls. That's my hot take. That's as good as I'm going to give them. They could beat the Bulls, but that's it.
All right. When's this next
I don't know about y'all, but nah. The Knicks. Okay, I'll give you guys this.
Knicks.
I'll say
in
this.
that category.
I'll say this. I'll say this because there's 4 different predictions that I have. I'm gonna give 4. If the Magic beat the Knicks are a wild card. If the Knicks beat the Magic are a wild card. If the Hawks beat the that's the other wild card I have.
There's going to be a lot of math here.
No. If the Hawks beat the Celtics, then the Celtics become the wild card. Then if Boston beats the Hawks becomes a wild card. That's my prediction.
All right.
It made no sense, but that's just the prediction.
I'm thinking the 2 wild cards are going to.
How many wild cards are there, by the way?
I'll go Hawks and the Trailblazers. That's my 2 wild cards. Hawks and Blazers. Random. I'll say Portland sneaks in there somehow.
I should have got a West one in there.
I'll go 1-1.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I don't have any arguments there.
Keep in mind, I've trashed on Portland enough in recent weeks. I'll give them a little ray of hope. I'll say they're a wild card team.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Do I back Portland? Do I back Portland to beat Houston? No, I don't. Could they beat? Who else do they have to play? They have 1 game, so I don't think they're going to beat Houston. Do I back them to beat? I don't back them to beat the Rockets. Do I back them to beat the Kings? I can see it. Do I back them to beat the Clippers without Kawhi? I can see it.
Oh, by the way, the Knicks still have a chance to get their point differential up against the Hornets Friday, November 29th.
I know. It's just, it's all going to rest on that 1 game. I don't know.
And then I see Brooklyn and the Magic having a close game. And then I see the Knicks blowing out the Hornets I see the Knicks.
Yeah. I don't know. That could be a trap game. The Hornets are decent. No.
It's going to come down to a watch. I got, if anything I said today would come true, it's that.
Fair enough.
Incoming
I'll stand on
plus.
business. I'll still stand on business. I'll say my 2 wild card teams are Hawks and Blazers. Hawks are not really a young team, but the Blazers are a fun young team. The Hawks are a middle-aged team.
I got the Magic. If they lose, if the Magic lose, they become a wild card.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's gonna wrap up. That kind of wraps up our NBA Cup extravaganza bonanza segment.
Yay.
Be sure to comment down below what you guys think will happen in terms of the NBA Cup. Next up, though, we do have some high tier injuries to talk about. Omar, do you have that list pulled up? Either of you guys have like the injury lists there of some guys who've just been out a lot?
Off the top of my head.
No, I do not.
Joel Embiid. Obviously, he's back now a little bit.
Tyrese Maxey.
Kevin Durant is hurt. Bradley Beal has been off and on. Paolo Banchero is hurt.
Nick Claxton is hurt.
Okay.
Lonzo Ball is hurt again.
Yep.
Darius Garland is hurt.
Is he?
No, not anymore. Sorry. Not anymore. Sorry. Okay, no. The more I move down,
Durant,
the more
Butler, Embiid, Paolo now. Maxey's missed games. Kawhi is still out. Zion's out.
Shout out to my King Vando, man.
McBride is out. Precious is out.
Bro.
There's just been a lot of big name injuries this year. I don't know. Do you guys feel like there's been more top players being hurt this year, or is this because part of me feels like there is a lot, and this is like an inordinate amount. I feel like we say this every year, where there's like, oh, there's so many guys that are hurt. We say that every year. At some point, it
just
just becomes the norm, right?
And a lot of times, it's just like freak accidents. Like it's just like
Chet's a freak accident.
Yeah, like it's just like the risk of playing basketball. Like we can't predict how many people are gonna get injured. Like it sucks having your star players hurt, especially like the Suns that start off like really, really good.
Yeah, is Beal out? Has Beal been out?
Yeah, Bill. Yeah,
Bill's
I said
been
Bill
out.
too.
Okay, we'll add him to the star list. He's still tangentially a star.
And Chris Middleton is also out.
Middleton, well,
Middleton,
he's been out. Yeah, he's still out. He's recovering from double ankle surgery, which is insane. Get what?
Chet Holmgren,
well.
Isaiah Hartenstein too. Chet.
Yep.
Paolo Banchero and Wendell Carter for the Magic.
Yep. Oh yeah, Wendell.
Kyle Lowry for the.
I mean, the Pelicans hospital, their whole team is hurt. Like literally everyone on the roster is hurt.
Yeah, Pelicans are kind of the Memphis of this year, right?
Yep.
DeMar DeRozan is out.
Yep, I think that's a short term. I'm talking like big name players that have been out that are either out for a couple weeks.
Scotty Barnes,
like most of the season.
Scotty Barnes.
Scotty, yeah, I put him in there.
Emmanuel quickly started to come back. I don't know if he's fully back though.
Yeah, I think he started. He played a game or two, and now he's out again.
But I think that's pretty much.
I mean, that's it. That's like damn near 10 starter.
No, I hate to say that's it, but yeah, that's all like the major injuries though, which sucks. Like, don't get me wrong, it is kind of unfortunate, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
One player who has stepped up, though, in the absence of specifically the 76ers injuries, is someone who I know, Earl, you've been big on. You were big on him in the offseason. You gassed him up, so I'll give you your flowers, and I'll give him his flowers. Jared McCain has been the best player on the Sixers team.
I'm 3 days into college. That guy.
2 days into college, and my I'm dropping off my buckets, and Joel Embiid is trapped. No, it's like. JK. Jared McCain, the Duke homie. I told people, bro, all you got to do is put him in and give him the ball. He can rebound. He can shoot at a high level. He can play.
All he does is shoot.
He's him.
You know who he reminds me of?
He hasn't dropped less than 25 in his last 5 games. Crazy.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
A younger, smaller Cam Thomas.
That is true. But I feel like Jared McCain will be a better defender, though, when it's all said and done.
100%. Jared McCain has been pretty decent as well.
I mean, Cam Thomas is not a good defender, so it's not a high bar to clear. But I don't see Jared McCain being a particularly impactful defender.
No, he was pretty good on defense at Duke. Like, he definitely has.
At college.
No, I'm just saying.
He's still an undersized guard. Like, it's tough for someone, unless he puts on a lot of weight and, muscle. That's just not really his game. His game is being quick and smooth and fluid on offense.
True. But he can't hold his own at times, so I give him that.
His own, but I don't see him being that's a plus defender. I don't see him being a plus defender.
Maybe I would just say not saying he's going to be an elite defender, but he'll be a positive defender.
I don't think he'll be. I think he'll be a net, if not a negative. But his offensive talent is clearly there. So I'm not trying to sound like I hate it. I just don't think defense is his game. I think his game is being an offensive juggernaut. He's a Cam Thomas, Jordan Poole type player, where it's give me the ball and get out my way. And I'm gonna shoot the ball. Yeah, that's his game. And he's been putting up the numbers. I'm not trying to hate.
Yeah.
It's just guys like that don't typically translate into defenders. That's all. You know.
Historically.
Like a Darius Garland, he's had a great season. I wouldn't call him a plus defender.
Yeah. No. I see what you mean though.
But that's my point. I do think Jared McCain is the one good thing that the Sixers have to talk about right now, basically.
Yeah.
Considering all the beef and the drama that there is clearly. Well, I say beef and drama. I'm sure
I don't think it's beef. And by the way, who told Shams? Who told Shams?
This stuff gets out I don't know how they get these. You get stuff comes out from players meetings all the time. And it's
players. That's not good. That's not good. Then
it is not good that this came out. That I give you that. It's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. We don't even know because apparently it seems like Joel Embiid didn't even let it phase him. But we can't.
Yeah, there wasn't a fight in the locker room.
You know why?
Called him out for being a little late and a little tardy and said, it starts with you, which I agree with.
I think it was a little more. I think it was. Yeah, exactly. I think he said something.
As Maxie should. say that.
I'm
to
a little
Embiid
surprised. I would have
as
thought
the
that like
second-
Paul George would have said something because Paul George is like the vet in that room. Not that he's been playing, and he's had a solid enough season.
But you gotta think about it too, Max. Remember,
What?
like those press conferences last year where Embiid was talking about like how Tyrese Maxey stepped up. Like I expect Tyrese to have these conversations. I think he's the only one.
It's unusual for like he's
the
5
only
years
one
younger
who
than
can
Joel,
really-
6 years younger. But I don't think he's out of his lane. Don't get me wrong.
But I'm
just
saying,
a little
like-
surprised that it was him.
I'm saying like he's probably the only person on this roster who can say that. And Joel,
Thank you.
and accept it because I mean
Yeah.
Paul George just got here. If we're talking about team
Sure.
dynamics. It's been Maxey and B. That's what it's been. Ben
True,
Simmons
true.
gone.
You'd rather
Jimmy
get
Butler
called
gone.
out. You'd rather get called out
gonna
by
say
your
that
mate than
as
the guy who
well.
just got there.
Yeah, like I think he's earned that. He's earned the right to say stuff like that, Joel Embiid, especially
Yeah,
after
he
last
does.
year, him stepping up, putting up, I mean, all-star type numbers, and this year continuing it and saying, showing people it's not a fluke. So
The one
I
game
think-
that they didn't have Embiid last year, they won against us in the playoffs. The one game they didn't have Embiid. And Tyrese Maxey stepped
Did they
up.
not have him beat for all the games? I think they did.
No, I think he was out one game because remember when he came down really hard and then he pulled on Mitchell Robinson's ankle? I
Those
think-
were two different games.
yeah,
No, he fell down. No, he fell down on his knee very hard, and then he was out for the rest of the game. That one.
No, he wasn't. I think he came back that game. That was game
Oh,
one,
yeah.
and he came back and played.
He didn't come back to that game. No,
No, he didn't.
I know for sure he didn't come back to that game
Omar's
because he was
reality.
bleeding. No, he was bleeding out of the.
Yeah, and
bleeding
he
out of
played the rest of that game because we're talking about how is he still bleeding and playing.
It was like.
Let me get it up.
It was like game 2.
No, it was
like
game one.
2.
At the end of the first half. Joel Embiid playoff minutes game log. Let's go. Last year, 2024 playoffs. Played all 6 games. Yep, played 36
Okay,
minutes in game 1, 39 in game 2, 40 in game 3, 43 in game 4,
Damn,
37
yo.
in game 5, and 40 in game 6.
It must
How
have
could
been
you
that
not notice a dude playing 40 plus every night?
because he wasn't
Omar?
doing much, I guess. But I mean,
He
I mean,
was
true.
doing much,
He didn't do
but
much,
they
but-
were losing.
I
But he
mean,
was
like,
putting up.
I mean, I will forever give Joel Embiid his props. I will never forget the time that he dropped 50 on us, like on one leg. I will never forget that. Like he's,
I mean, yeah, he just.
I
didn't
am
play.
not commenting on his being able, putting his body on the line, and he's shown that he will do that 10 out of 10 times. But god damn,
You know what's
it's-
funny though too? People
Well, I would-
complain
Yeah,
when he put his body on the line and he just looked sluggish and unhealthy out there. And now people
do
are
you want him
complaining
to
that
do?
he's taking time to heal his body fully before coming back. Like it's kind of funny how the media works at things.
Yeah.
And now the
Well, they're
media
also
is
telling him
turning
to lose
against
some weight,
him.
which is fair.
True.
And now the
I mean,
media
it is
He
a
ain't
lot
done
to
that.
his body.
And he ain't gonna do that.
I've
Yeah.
been seeing all over social media today. Philadelphia fans are calling to trade him, saying like the process is over.
I think that's an overreaction, but it
Thank
really
you.
does not look
Yeah,
good.
I agree with
I think
that.
that
That's too
trading,
much.
you can't blow it up 13 games into a season, but it is
Yeah.
looking quite bad.
It's looking quite bad, especially with I think Joel. No.
Because at
Tyrese
some point, right? Because at
just
some
went down.
point, you have to start winning. They have to start winning games eventually. And like every game, like
Yeah.
it is early in the season, but at some point, you get so far behind to where you're like, guys, we basically have to like win 70 to 80% of our games to make the playoffs. Like, at
Yeah.
what point do the Sixers, or do we start saying the Sixers are not even a playoff team? Because like it is early. If they get all their guys back, they can go on a run. They can make the ground up. But if they keep this up for another 3 or 4 weeks, if we are going into the new year and they are still bottom of the East, at what point do we say they're running out of time? Like,
Yeah.
they got to start. If you want to make the playoffs in the East, you got to win, 42, 33 games? They got to get
I
those wins
say-
eventually if they're going to make it.
I'm
I
getting
say
a
they
lot
gotta-
of
They gotta figure it out before the start of the new calendar year. Like
I'm getting a lot of James Harden Brooklyn Nets vibes from this situation.
I don't think so.
If you know, you know. But I'm
I
just
just
getting
think-
that type of vibe.
The vibe I'm getting is Joel Embiid is trying to work himself back into the system, and it's just not working early on. That's what happens when you miss a lot of basketball. You bring on a guy like Paul George, who's trying to work himself back into playing basketball, missing games too. And you expect to have all this talent and things to just work out. Like they're constantly every time they gain a player, they lose a player. Same thing with Maxey. He got hurt.
Basically, yeah. They haven't
That
had
sets
all
them
three of them
back,
haven't
too.
played a game, right? All three together.
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
I don't
Like,
think
no.
so either.
it's
Yeah.
hard to gain. It's hard to gain rhythm like that. It's hard to get a flow. Like it's hard. But
Yeah, it's hard. All right. I think we can move on to my Kawhi Leonard player of the week.
Mm.
Nah,
I
yeah.
have a better player of the week, but
No, I know Dalton played really, really well. Mine is more on a little more of a consistent basis. So OG Anunoby. OG Anunoby. We already know this man plays immaculate defense. The amount of steals he gets per game, the amount of blocks he is, the way that he it was the second game against Brooklyn. They took Mikal Bridges off Cam Thomas in the first game, then started to put OG on him, and then Cam Thomas couldn't get going for game 2. I just want to go over a couple of things. So for the Brooklyn games, he had 25 and 24 points, 8 rebounds each apiece. Same thing 2 days earlier against the 76ers, he had 24. Pacers, he had 25. He's turning into an offensive threat. And this is proving to be pretty good for the Knicks. I'm pretty happy that he's doing all this, especially with the already of a defensive player that he is. Seeming like he's earning his contract. I was a little scared in the beginning of the season because, like, well, you look at his contract and then you looked at what he gave and you were like, like he's not worth $212 million, but he's certainly up there. And now that he's playing like this, he's giving a little more to the offensive side of the ball. He's still playing a really consistent level of defense that he was playing last year, even better. This is culminating to why I feel like he's playing like Kawhi Leonard, because Kawhi Leonard, while he was able to bring up his offensive game slowly, his defensive game was always on point. So that's why I say OG Anunoby, my Kawhi Leonard player of the week.
Okay.
That's a good honor. That is a good honor to bestow. While we're doing honors, Earl, do you have an E3 takes event of the night or of the week?
Just like you got OG, I got me a cold-blooded Connect 4 killer on the Lakers.
West Side Connection.
West Side Connect. I'll give you some stats too. We're talking about the last couple gagames. Dalton Connect, he just became a starter, I think 2 games ago.
Oh,
and through his last 4 games, he's averaging 24.3 points per game, 4.3 rebounds, 1.3 assists. He's not really the passing type of guy.
I think everybody knew.
But he is shooting 67.7% from 3 on 8 attempts a game. On 8 attempts a game, his true percentage is 88.1%. So, Dalton Connect, he's balling. Last night, it was one of those moments where it's like, dang. I watched Dalton Connect. He scored 21 points in the third quarter and didn't miss a single shot. He was a plus 20 that quarter. Straight baller. He hit 6 threes in a row. Like, it's like the way he plays basketball is insane. Like, I know back in the day, I was like, all right, D-Lo, he's one of those crazy heat check type of guys, but Dalton Connect takes it to another level. Like, he was taking that shot, same spot. Like, he took it from like almost the same spot like 3 times in a row, moved it, did it off the dribble, hit another one. He got fouled on 3-point line, got 3 free throws, hit all 3 of those as well. Like, his ability to just score the ball and shoot in rhythm is insane, man. And like when we talk about historically playing with LeBron James, you need shooters. Specifically, you need catch and shoot guys. Kyle Korver's of the world, Kevin Love. If you want to talk about stretch bigs, even Chris Bosh can hit a little 3 here or there. But like guys who can exceed Mike Miller.
Chris Bosh was a stretch. He could shoot.
Yeah. Chris Bosh, Mike Miller, like all those type of guys who can catch the ball and just hit those shots. Ray Allen, sorry, didn't mean to disrespect Ray Allen. I forgot his name. Yeah, Shane Battier. Like Dalton Connect is just another one of LeBron's infinity stones of role players. So shout out to Connect, man. He's been that game. Like if y'all haven't watched the replay, that game was crazy to watch. But shout out to Connect this week. Or this month, I should say.
And I think for the last shout out, our last shout out of the week, I think has to go to Houston. I mean, we touched on them a little bit earlier, but Ime Udoka, I think if anyone questioned Ime Udoka's abilities as a head coach, I think they should look at these these first like month of play in the NBA.
Yep.
He has that Rockets team overperforming. I'm sorry. They have a good roster. They are overperforming with their quote unquote best player, Fred VanVleet, or their most veteran scorer. Like VanVleet is not shot the ball well this season. That's not a secret. The fact that they have been winning and winning consistently without him contributing big points, that I think, I mean, obviously it goes a lot to the players. They're the ones on the court, but I think a lot of that credit goes to Ime Udoka. He has this team fitted up. They looked good in the second half of last year. I think it was, it took them a while to really get, take hold of the reins of this team, really insert a defensive culture in there. But I think this team going forward has definitely a bright defensive future, for sure.
Yep.
I know Sengun's not really a defender, but they have guys on there who can defend. They have Dylan Brooks, they have Thompson, they have Jabari Smith. He's a long defender. I like the direction that this team is going. We saw the foundation being laid in the second half of last year. Remember, they almost made the play-in. They were pushing for that play-in spot against Golden State. They didn't get it.
Yep.
Right now, they're playing like a team that deserves to not just be in the play-in, but to be in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I agree with you, Max.
I completely agree. Yeah, they're playing really well.
Yeah, and they paid their players. They paid them. So they're under contract. They're going to be doing this for a while. They still have assets.
Is the ceiling of this team higher than we thought? Like, I didn't think this team could compete for a playoff spot this year. And maybe it is early. Maybe, they still have some young guys. Maybe as we get into the dog days of January and February, they regress back to what we expect them. Yeah. But, I think there's a chance. This team could be a top 8 team in the West.
And they need to move some of these West teams to the East, man. We need some more competition over there.
Believe it or not, I think Memphis is going to move over to the East. I think there's going to be some type of setup where Memphis is going to be moved over, and then we're going to put in Las Vegas and Seattle in the West. And then we're going to add one more team in the East.
Oh, I see. Okay, that would work because then it'd be 16 in both.
Yes. Because, no, I think the NBA was talking about by 2030 they're going to add an additional 4 teams. So obviously that means 2 in the West, 2 in the East.
Yeah.
Well, but if you slide Memphis over to the East, then the East is in balance. So you'd have to add 3 West and 1 East at that point if you're moving Memphis over.
I wouldn't. Why?
Math.
Because I don't really see balance being an issue there.
If you move Memphis from the West to the East, that's 16 in the East and 14 in the West.
No. Okay. Let me.
You said why?
I'm not saying add 2 more additionally onto the East after Memphis. I'm saying one Memphis moves over and then 1 additional team, and then the West has two other teams added.
West would need 3 other teams then.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I see your point.
It makes sense. Like, if you slide Memphis over, then you can do 3 and 1. If you slide Memphis over to the East, you can do 3 and 1.
Oh,
you can do 3 in the West and add 1 more East. I'm not quite sure that's what you had in mind, but we'll take it.
No, I'm just stupid and I can't do math.
Max told you like 6 times, 6 different versions of the problem to the answer.
The gears were like, they got stopped. They were kind of like messing.
Max was like, well, if you don't understand this version,
we needed a little oil in there. We needed some elbow.
If you don't understand this version,
try this version. Delete, reset, but we got there.
Look, I'll say this.
We needed some oil in the engine.
I know we're getting late into the show, but I wanted to throw in one last shout out. Dyson Daniels. He has been playing spectacular basketball.
We shout out Dyson Daniels. Everybody.
At this point, becoming the weekly Dyson Daniels. At what point do we just expect him to keep doing this?
I just want to read off the stats real quick. I'm just gonna read off steals.
It's a lot of water, Omar.
I'll just read off steals. Let's go from the top. Okay. I'll start from a couple weeks ago. 7, 6, 6, 6, 2, and last game, or he hasn't played this game yet. So it's 7.
2 is a bad. 2 is his lowest being. Is crazy.
2 being lowest, and then that game, it was a game-winning steal, so that was crazy too. Yeah. So for me, I think Dyson Daniels, Defensive Player of the Year candidate for sure. I mean,
right now, shoot, you'd have to give it to him.
I mean, dog, I haven't seen this rate of steals and that's not a crazy stat about deflection or something like that. Like he has like almost.
He's gonna break the deflections record by like February.
Yeah.
I think he has a chance for MIP and DPOY.
That would be crazy. Has anyone ever won both those in the same year?
I think he has a chance for both because he was being held back in Atlanta. I mean, in Atlanta, in New Orleans.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think we can. Yeah, this week's episode of the Beyond the Backboard podcast. Again, please do comment down below your thoughts on the NBA Cup if you want to make a prediction about who's going to win, who's going to be the wild card, what team might go all the way. Obviously, when the bracket is set and we know the 8 teams that are competing, we will do our full bracket breakdown and prediction when that comes out in a couple weeks. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this podcast, as Omar's doing his little dance over there, please do like, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on the Spotifys. Check us out on the TikToks. We'll be back. 2-minute drills coming out like usual. Pods coming out like usual. It's a good time to be an NBA fan. So adios on behalf of me, on behalf of Omar, on behalf of Earl. We're going to say adios. And we're going to say, Adam Silver, please change the name of this cup. It's silly. Goodbye.